Hello and welcome back, everybody. Back on LCiella here, and a lot of shit was just dropped. So first of all, Road to 2.5 Annie has officially begun. We have 1 week, alright? And also coming in the week is that we have, as you can see here, motherfucker. You have Legend Ciella's Wrath. That will be dropping. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fucking nightmare to do. I cannot wait. Ironic, right? It's like, I can't wait for this fucking nightmare to arrive and absolutely crush our shit in. But what I'm going to be doing for this video is giving you guys options for a potential day one clear, just in case if, well, you do have the appropriate might but don't know where to potentially start based off of what we already know about the Legend Ayuto fights, based off of what we know of Volk and Cayenne already, in which their trends should start to carry over into the other Ayutos, because now we know how it officially works. So either way, hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. So without further ado, let us begin. We're going to start with Wind Adventurers. Give me to pull this up. Okay, there we go. So we'll honestly start off. We do have a couple options immediately out of the gate that could be immediate contenders. All right, we also have Mona here. Even though I do feel like Mona might fit under more of a AI type of situation, because, well, one, he can transform all by himself. You can put just a general DPS dragon on him and he can operate perfectly fine. In which he'll be giving wind boost, which will help with DPS immensely for solo legend, which will be really helpful because Ciella is known to be very, very tanky. And also just have a shit ton of HP. So that's definitely going to be a very interesting fight. And just this entire kit, I feel like might be better off as an AI. So he would be one to really consider for a good AI damage boosting option. I feel like I'll be talking about all the wind galas in here, so let's just start with that right now. So obviously with the Galleaf, he would be more of a main person, but I feel like what Wind suffers right now is what Dark suffers for Legend, is that everyone is a sword. Alright, everyone's a wind sword. So pretty much you're going to want multiple swords if that is going to be your basic idea with this. I'm going to try to not do that and just use one of each weapon type. So hopefully that works out for me. But yeah, like even just out the gate, I'll say like almost all these options right here are really, really good. So it's going to be really, really difficult for this one. But obviously moving into Galleaf, reducing strength, reducing defense, poisoning, and can even raise on defense of his other variant, in which to be honest, probably have the defense boost. You can just skip that one entirely. Let me zoom in that you guys can read a little bit better. There we go. But giving the entire team a Punisher will be really beneficial, even from an AI standpoint. He is a pretty good DPS that can do some form of debuffing. But as for just so you don't have a Galleaf, I'm actually going to scroll down a little bit here. There is another option which I feel like can work very well. You have Meanie here. All right, and well, I hope that's how I pronounce her. But well, she kind of does a very similar situation, but to a greater potency. She can reduce strength and reduce defense, as well as poison, the better parts of Galleaf's kit. So if it's debuffing you want, she might be the way to go for this. And well, also her being a bow, she will be able to make everyone get their skills a little bit faster. So definitely keep your eyes open for her. She might be worthwhile the investment. I do want to mention wedding Elisan for some potential healerless clears with maybe Templar Hope. I only mention this as a maybe because of the HP above zone. This will just help with the survivability and also defense down. This will be very nice because it will just stack on top of anything, and because it's a zone, it will be guaranteed to land. And also just her having built-in strength double buff will help a lot with some situations. But I feel like she might not really be too considered. But I do feel like she does have a possibility. She definitely does have a possibility. But well, obviously, as we know for Legend, when they reach their Berserker mode, you want to Force Strike the living shit out of them. Now, the one option you might immediately consider is Gala Ranzel. Now, there's a reason why I'm kind of like leaning away from him is mainly because his bonus overdrive bar damage is decreased with this. So technically it kind of levels out. I don't know if it becomes like slightly more or not, but what I do know is that it's not the same effect as it should be. It does less to the overdrive bar. So that immediately kind of so that immediately kind of retcons him, which is very in my opinion. So he might not be one to consider in all honesty. But just keep your eyes open for him because it's potential, but honestly I don't think so quite yet. I'm going to have to mention Templar Hope. Templar Hope, if well, you have to use one sword, I feel like Templar Hope will be the safest option to us, where he will initiate survivability, similar to what the Patia and Grace combo for Legend Cayenne is. I feel like Templar Hope and regular Lowen, in which will let me go down to him really quick. Him and regular Lowen will be an absolutely outstanding combination for this. I feel like these two are going to be like the combo for this. So definitely make sure you invest in these two. Make sure Lowen is 70. Make sure Templar Hope is 50. He will not be mained though. And will also, I doubt that an auto comp will be discovered day fucking 1. Because if an auto comp is discovered day 1 for Legend Ciella, I'm saying this right now, I'm farming that. I'm actually going to make sure I max her out immediately. But even to tap onto what Lowen does, just very quickly, right? He gains a built-in dispel, in which this is dispel, as we know. Ciella raises her own defense. With this, she immediately loses some of her tankiness. So this is very, very vital, in which I will also be sure to mention other dispels throughout this video. But this dispel is going to be worthwhile. But then also, while I'm down here on healers, I do want to give a mention to Formal Noelle. All right, and the main reason why I mention this is because not only does she still have a dispel built in, she can also increase everyone's HP still, just like Lowen. A poison punisher, so therefore she can actually initiate some form of damage. The one thing that she doesn't have is defense buffing. That's literally of that it's an HP regen, and she also lowers poison res, making poison teams a little bit more viable for this, for when they start to overcap. So she's not a bad option. She's just sacrificing survivability for damage, in which me personally, I'll be going for survivability here. And honestly, Akasha, she just needs more on her, in my opinion. While I'm down here, let's tackle a formal Joachim. The one thing about him will be his shared skill. That's honestly about it. Everything else, I haven't played with Longshot Mancaster, so I can't comment on that too much. But that dual punisher should be fine. But he's not 4-strike based, so immediately that's kind of like in my opinion. So yeah, do keep that in mind. Maybe an option, but I don't expect to see him. I'm just gonna call it how I see it. All right. Now Now moving on to Katana, you are probably thinking, oh hey, Tobias very well could be an option. Remember, this is meant to be, you're supposed to live as long as possible, unless if you're really trying to blitz to really take advantage of that 30%. In my opinion, you are better off with a Templar Hope on a strength double buff setup. Because well, with him, he is just squishy. I'm equal sure his strength buffs can last for a long time with a dual buff time. That's well the Poison Punisher too. But it's just really, really hard for him. It's really, really hard because he's a little bit on the squishy side. So then also because he's a Katana, you would rather have it be a strength collab rather than buff time for solo play generally. So in my opinion, he might be someone you kind of miss out on. Maybe Victor will come back because he does kind of initiate some tankiness as well as bleeding. So maybe he will come roaring back. This is one I definitely want to mention, and I feel like he will be a top pick for this actually. Kimono Luca. Now, though, the reason why I mention him is because he does have a built-in dispel in the S1 this time, which will help immensely for just like consistent debuffing purposes. But also he can give everyone for 60 seconds HP recovery and water damage reduction. That is going to be amazing. But then also what he has built into his kit is that he can reduce the enemy strength by up to 8% for 10 seconds as long as he force strikes, and because he is force striking, he will do a lot to the Legend Overdrive bar, in which he has attack rate for his force strikes increased by 20%. So he's getting them off quickly. He is making sure that they are consistently low on strength, low on the overdrive. He is going to shine in the legend phase, I do feel like. So he is definitely going to be a very good option. And also, because he's defense collab, he initiates much more survivability, as well as just being overall a really, really tanky and very, very good unit. So definitely keep him on the board. I feel like we're going to see a lot of him when it comes to solo runs, when it comes to even some co-op rooms. Just one of him to make sure they stay debuffed and making sure everyone can survive. He's going to be a very, very good pick. Another one actually is Lin Yu. The reason why I'm mentioning Lin Yu is because she was one of the first Mana Spirals ever to grace the game, so therefore she got absolutely disgusting. She got gross. All right. So once again, defense series against Luca just initiates more tanking, but also she can just hit so fucking hard. She's going to be a damage dealer, an immensely amazing damage dealer. She very well might be your main for when it comes to a Legend Ciella. So obviously you might not want to pair her with Kimono Luca, but she will be a very good option when using like a Templar Hope and Lowen, and you can probably tack on one more, in which I'll probably get to that soon. But yes, just if you know how to play her, she's going to be a very, very good unit, very, very strong. What else could I mention? Ranzel, he's more meant for auto comps than just pure survivability. He's not too much of a DPS, but hey, maybe you guys could find something. Silas is also mainly used for auto comps as well, but however, he still could have a potential to be used. I'll actually go to him because well, he does initiate a little bit more of a supportive role due to his S2, strength, defense, and max HP. But then could also grant them all at the same time while still poisoning, still pretty strong, and also because he is Lance, he is initiating even greater survivability. So I feel like he might have a really good chance of being used, but then also he can reduce strength. Where is that on here, I wonder? Yes, actually. No, that's potent. Where is that force strike? Yes, okay, there it is. It is tied to his S1. So yes, So that is why that's why he actually has a very good chance at being good here. Very good chance because just immense support while being poisoned, and as well as tanking just from existing. So I do feel like he will have some usage. Which will honestly, in my opinion, what the combo might be. It might also be Lin Yu, Silas, Templar Hope, and Lowen. That might be what I run with, honestly. That might be what I run because it's 3 spirals, so already tanking. Templar Hope is allowing even more tanking. Lowen is dispelling as well. Just a lot of good things going on. So Silas very well will have a lot of fitting capabilities. Kersey is really just a DPS, so feel free to use her. I'm going to mention Valentine's Chelsea. I don't think she'll be used for solo play. She very well might be for co-op, but I feel like she's not going to be used for solo at all, unless she has her burn res completely. In which, either way, she doesn't really have a main access point for that outside of the affinities, obviously. But maybe she might have usage. It would be more for co-op though. I don't feel like it would really affect her solo play at all. So maybe I'll try her, but yeah, she's gonna be incredibly hard to use at first. Like really hard. She mainly shines later on, in which will still out of the way. She definitely can't take a legend. No one can tank a legend. So yeah, she's gonna be really difficult to use, and she's squishy as hell. I mentioned me already. Do not bother with Hawk. Luis is another really a good option. Much more consistent than Chelsea, I will say that. You could even use her as an AI as well, because she's just meant to poison and just hit hard. And we'll also overdrive Punisher as well as a strength double buff as well, which is pretty damn potent actually. So she can benefit immensely from the Templar Hope and Lowen combination. So she's definitely another one to consider for just a damage option against Legend Ciella. Sadly, not much going on for her 4-strike game, but who knows? Who knows right now? Oh, but yes, I would definitely consider her. I'm mentioning Summer Sonova, alright? Because she's a hybrid. She can be either DPS or a support. It depends on how you use her. Maybe she could be used more for co-op play, depending on what you need. But however, some of these are just flat out nutty because they'll make an inspiration increase, critical damage, and crit rate. That's really good actually. But this is just really good mods as well. Just really solid, really solid unit. Like I would definitely consider her because we'll still out of the way. It's also a skill damage increase, so I can still help with some form of a DPS. Even though, well, you would rather tank a little bit more. Just if well, as it turns out, Legend Ciella isn't as bad on the DPS department as we thought. You can initiate a little less tanking and go for more full offensive, and that's where Summer Snow I feel like really could come in handy. Dragon Zanefrid is just a pure support and standing with the issue of regular Noel as well. They're just pure support, and honestly, Templar Hope takes the cake over those two. That's just my opinion. And beyond that, I did touch up on everybody else. So yeah, those were a couple of ideas, but well, I do want to say which ones I think will truly shine from Legend Ciella as is. Right? I do feel like Templar Hope will still be used to immense effect. Victor might come out of the woodwork again in order to help in order to help tank a little bit more via his S2. It's not his S2, it's his S1 actually. Thank God I checked. So yes, he could help a little bit there. Kimono Luca is going to be top. Linyo going to be top. Silas is definitely going to be up there. Mini is definitely going to be up there. Luis definitely up there. Regular Lowen is going to be top as well. And honestly, that's about it for recommendations, I would say. And once again, I do want to emphasize this one more time before you guys do click out of the video. This is for day one. All right. Obviously, when more units come out, the more options will emerge. Day one, we are going to be limited on options. So just if I can't win with a favorite immediately, don't stress out over it. All right. All right. Eventually, they're going to open up. Eventually, you will clear it. You just have to be consistent with the game. But then, well, before I truly exit out of the video, I do want to talk about dragons very quickly. All right. Mainly for the fact of the birds existing, Midgard Zero is going to be a highly recommended dragon for this because he can just immediately wipe the birds immediately. As soon as they spawn, dragon skill gone. So this is, and because I don't have him actually, I do not own Midgard Zero, so that's going to be very interesting. But then honestly, if you do want Reborn Zephyr, they're going to be amazing. Value is going to be amazing. Freya is going to be great for your healers. Ariel is going to be amazing for your DPS supports. Sakuya has officially fallen off of Mona because she was fixed. Menotius is only good on Stormlash, in which, well, most of the units right now, they don't rely on Stormlash except Chelsea and well, obviously Formal Joachim, so don't worry too much about that. Pazuzu could be used as a secondary option, not bad at all. Garuda for just pure utter healing, sure, you are more than welcome to go for that. Zephyr is a good option for an AI, a force striker at least, a pretty solid option, dare I say as well. And that's okay. So now that is about it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully you guys are excited for everything that is about to occur in the game right now. And until then, I will see you all tomorrow where I will have a different video up. And hopefully you guys are excited for 2.5 anniversary because I cannot wait for this.